morning. Veilleux, the health medium. Again, in my continuing series, what I want to do is give you an idea of what I look at in each and every reading and what I am typically trying to do to get you back on your road to health. We'll start with the brain, because that's where I usually go first thing. So I know if your computer is up to snuff, if you will. Okay. This video is not meant to be the technical aspect of everything. I do not pretend to want to be able to do that in this reading, because that's just not what I need to do. If you're really interested in all of this, there's a couple of great guys who have really caught right up to the latest technology of all of this, spiritually as well as physically. That's Dr. Daniel Amen, Dr. Bruce Lipton. Either one of these are well versed in the technology of the brain, if you will. I want to basically tell you how I see it and what I have to do to be able to start you on your path to healing. Okay. All right, here we go. The brain, that wonderful piece of equipment that makes you the sentient being that you are. Your computer, if you will, this wonderful piece of equipment that grabs all this energy, all these signals, and disperses it all over the place of your body. So here we go. First thing I look at when I get up in there, all right, I will look at your hypothalamus, sort of the traffic cop for your endocrine system. I look at the hypothalamus and I rate it on a scale of 1 to 10. 10 being it's in excellent shape. Okay, 5 is acceptable, and anything above that is gooder, if you will. Okay, so now let's say I read the hypothalamus at 3. Okay, I would talk to it directly. Remember, I'm a Celtic shaman, so I can talk directly to the organs. Okay, I talk to the organs and say, hypothalamus, what's going on? Do you want to be fed? Are you under emotional stress? What is going on? And it might say something like, I'm robbing my energy from another portion of the body, and that sort of thing, and we have to decide what we're going to do for it. Okay, next thing I look at is your pituitary. Growth and development. That means bones, ligaments, anything to do with that kind of thing. Okay, again, I rate it the same way. What we want to do is I want to look inside your brain right here to see what the heck is happening, so that way it'll point me in a direction. Now, I could get real technical and try to look at every little part and piece in there, but then it becomes a matter of economics. I mean, if I'm going to spend 5 hours on a reading, it would be extremely costly. Okay, I mean, if somebody's in a life and death situation, I would do whatever it takes to give them the information they need. But under most circumstances, after looking 2 or 3 things in the brain, I can tell what's going on. Corpus callosum, this wonderful connection right at the top part of your brain. All right, all that is the connector between the right and the left side. If you can imagine a connector similar to like when you plug an accessory into your laptop, okay? Now, ladies have a much larger connection than men. They need it by design. Think about this. They're the birther of babies. They're the lover, the grocer, the driver, probably even have a job on the side to maintain their sanity, to maintain just being all they are, okay? On the other hand, a man has one connection. We are more apt to be singularly focused. I mean, there are men that can do a whole bunch of things at once, but not usually. That probably explains why you know that a man will never win a verbal battle with a lady. All right, think about it. She has access to the brain, many more parts of the brain than you do, quickly. Doesn't mean she's any smarter than you are, guy. Okay, it just means she can do it quicker by design. Remember, God, the ultimate engineer, he knew what to do. He knew what to do. Okay, so then I would look at that and say, okay, this large connection, is all of it firing? Because I can look at it and see if only a front part is firing, only the back part is firing, that sort of thing. All right, is it lacking nutrients? Is it an extreme emotional stress? And on, so that way we can decide what the heck is going on and what we need to do. Because if you don't have access to both sides of your brain, you'll either be right-brained or left-brained completely, or as close to completely as you can get, and that definitely causes some issues. That definitely causes some issues. We cover that in another time. So now we do that. And then the last thing that I look at in the brain is the amygdala. It's a little thing right over the top of each ear, about walnut size. Basically, your emotional thermostat. All right? Are you in the front part of your brain? The logical 1 and 1 is 2 and all the good things you've learned in your life? Or are you in the back part of your brain, the fight or flight? All right? When you're in the fight or flight, obviously your unconscious mind is cranking. It's going. I need to find out what the heck is happening, because here's the deal. All right? It should be balanced. You should be 50-50. 50% of the time here, 50% of the time here. As an example, if I were to accost a lady, okay, accost her verbally, she can access her brain, think logically, go on, and, you know, we can discuss all of that stuff. On the other hand, if I were to accost her physically, okay, she has to be able to look at me very quickly, say, okay, am I going to punch this guy in the throat, or am I going to run? I mean, that's a pretty simple explanation, but that's really what's going on. You have to have access to it. We have to be realistic. This is the real world. This is the real world. So, if it's too far, like if, let's, not unusual here. Let's say, for instance, I read this front part as 35% and the rest in the back. We know your unconscious mind is going. It's really, really going. You're not getting full access to your energy, if you will, all right? Because your computer is running in the background all the time. Well, I have several exercises I can show you how to get rid of that. And if in extreme cases we have to pull a huge emotion out of there, it depends upon exactly what's going on. And there are times we just actually need to feed the brain. Because keeping in mind, the brain uses 20% of your energy, fully 20% of your energy. It takes a lot to run this computer of yours. So this is exactly where I start to give me an idea of what we need to do so that we can get you using as much of your brain as possible, and to find out if you actually have a tumor, signs of dementia, etc., that type of thing. So I concentrate on this quite a bit. And depending upon how much time somebody has bought, I will jump to the heart. If I can't work my way down, if you will, I will jump to the heart to find out what's going on. Because the heart knows a lot of stuff, if you will. All right, I hope I haven't confused anybody. I gave you a little bit of information about what I do and how I go about doing it. This is Veilleux, the health medium. Be well.